The truth.
Protecting the paint. We try to make sure that, we give up no dunks and layups, and obviously it's something that's going to happen through the course of the game, but for the most part we want to protect the rim, and we did a good job of that tonight.
Mark of a good team is beating teams that you're supposed to beat. You guys did a really good job of that this season. What do you attribute that to?
Just coming out and, taking care of business. We want to protect home court, and and make sure that, it's about us. It's never about the other team. If we come out and do what we're supposed to do, then we give ourselves a chance to win. So no matter who we're lining up against, we want to make sure it's about us and building good habits for the rest of the season.
AD, what was it like to see Kobe out there and have him watch you in a Lakers uniform tonight?
It was great. Obviously he's a legend here, and he's been someone that I've been able to watch for a long time, and got a chance to play with in the Olympics and learn a lot from. So, he's been a guy that has always been in my ear throughout my career, and to see him, come here and watch us play was great tonight.
Did he tell you something after the game?
No, he left before the game. It was over.
He was still there.
No, he left before the game was over. He walked out.
What do you think are the main things you learned from him?
Huh?
What do you think are the main things you've learned from him?
Just go out there and play. Obviously, a different playing here, but when I hit the turnaround jumper on the baseline, on the other side of our bench, I ran down. And, he yelled something at me, and I told him I took that from him. So, just going out, just playing basketball, just trying to, be the best I can be.
Strong defensive night for you with 5 blocks, and the team offense looked great, but the second game in a row where you didn't get a ton of looks in the first half, and Frank told us pregame that it's kind of on him to make sure you get more involved. How do you think that's been going as of late?
Hey man, we're winning. I don't really care about any of that. We're gonna find ways to get the ball. I'm gonna find ways to make sure I get a shot. But when it's in the flow, how we're playing the first half, we're running and getting a lot of fast break points and guys getting open shots. Finding guys. When I do get the ball, I just try to play the right way. And the result of that, we were able to get up, big in the first half. So I'm not worried about shots. I'm worried about wins.
AD, you guys obviously, when LeBron's off the floor, you can't replicate having LeBron. But what do you guys need to do better when you're out there without him?
Just keep pushing the ball. On misses, he likes to get the ball and keep the pace high. And we tend to slow down a little bit when he's off the floor. So we got to make sure that we just keep that pace high and just keep just keep running. He's obviously great to have on the floor. What he do halftime where he come out, and we got to make sure that we keep the same level of intensity on both ends of the floor.
When you look at the great players like Kobe who have played for this organization, what does it mean to you to kind of be building your own chapter among sort of that storyline here?
It's great. I never thought I'd be playing here, in such an iconic franchise, and I have the opportunity to do so. Opportunity to do something great here, and so obviously it's going to, nothing compared to what Kobe has done here, but just try to write my own story and take it game by game, year by year, and just keep building.
Last 2 questions. Does it make you think more about that, about the legacy aspect of that when Kobe's here?
Nah, I don't really think about it too much when I'm playing a game of basketball, but like I said, what he's been able to do for this franchise, and to see him sitting courtside just makes you think, can you do the same thing? So, but during the game, try to go out there and play.
Did you know Danny had ups?
No, I didn't. He kind of surprised all of us. He said he missed one the last game, so he owed us one, and it shocked us all.
LeBron, 33 points, 12 assists. You made 6 threes. You feeling pretty good about your game these days?
I just put a lot of work into it. Put a lot of work in my game, and it's a really good feeling when you're able to apply what you work on and what you train onto the game situation, and just trying to make the right plays not only for myself but for my teammates more importantly, and just try to be in the plus when I'm on the floor.
What's it like to play in front of Kobe tonight?
It's fantastic. I know he came to a game last year, and just having him in the building, just knowing what he did, what he meant to this franchise, what he means to LA. You know, and for me and my teammates, what it means to be a part of the Laker Nation, the Laker family. You know, it's a beautiful thing. For me, I grew up watching, admiring. You know, I was one of the kids, obviously, who had the chance to come out straight out of high school. So he did it, and, you know, and I was just watching him, and it's dope. It's just so surreal for me, just from a kid from Akron, to be able to have a guy like Kobe. You know, just take time out of his day, even at this point in my career, is still special.
I know you guys are both really busy, but have you guys connected in what ways have you guys connected since you've been here and kind of been part of that Lakers tradition?
I think you just said it. From the first when I signed here, I became part of the family, and he welcomed me here with open arms as well as everyone else. And you know, just to have that support, you know, from one of the greatest Lakers to ever play, is just special for me.
Do you, on like a day-to-day basis, and you're obviously very motivated this year, on a day-to-day basis, does it have anything to do with the fact that your first year as a Laker was kind of a tougher year?
As far as what? As far as how?
Does that motivate you on like a daily level, or is that just something that you take?
Once I take the floor, no, it's motivating. It's motivating. I just didn't. Obviously, you know, that December 25th game just, you know, it basically set our season in the wrong. And a lot of things happened from that moment. And for me, having an injury like that never had happened to me before. So it kind of just set me back, and it gave me an opportunity to kind of just reset. But the whole off season, you know, just hearing the noise and hearing everything that went with it, just you know, just I was able just to go back and start from scratch. You know, I broke down a lot of my game. I broke down a lot of everything that I went through, my body and everything, and just, you know, said that when the fall comes, I'm going to put myself in the best possible shape, in the tip-top shape, both mentally, physically, spiritually, to get this season going the right way, no matter who's on the floor with us. So that's just where I'm at.
You played in front of Obama, you played in front of Jordan, you played in front of Duke and Duchess, but when you hit that buzzer-beating three from the wing, you immediately kind of turned to Kobe. Like, you aware of his presence throughout the course of the game?
Absolutely. How could you not be? How could you not be? Like I said, he's one of the greatest players to play this game. You know, take time out of his day on a Sunday. He got one of the greatest female basketball players that's about to come up, sitting next to him, and Gigi. So I'm just trying to put on a show for him and give him a reason to be like, okay, we might come to another game.
Has actually playing for the Lakers changed any of your perspective on what Kobe was able to accomplish here?
No. I'm too much of a fan of the game and a historian of the game to ever not appreciate when you see greatness. So no.
When did you know you were going to pass that ball to Kuzma?
From the time that I think I got the rebound, I believe. I think I got that rebound, and I seen him sprint down the wing. He's in a full off sprint, and it was my responsibility to try to, you know, get the defender's eyes looking towards the left side of the floor. Well, my left side, their right side, and if I could just get that defender on the backside just to look a little bit when I had my eyes this way, then I knew I had him the whole way.
What was your reaction to Danny cleaning up that three at the end of the first half?
You didn't see my reaction? Did you see my reaction?
I saw it twice.
It was, yeah, I was kind of this. I was like, he's been trying to get one of those, and he said he had missed a couple so far this year. He said, you know, I should have tip dunked one that he had early in the game, and that was special. That was UNC Danny right there. You know, going up and getting that one.
Blacked out. Nah. So we got the rebound. Brian got a good shot. I got a little extra help from the defender, a little bump up. That was a good timing. Got lucky. Sometimes you get lucky.
Frank said he wasn't sure.
Frank, sometimes the NBA schedule favors you and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, you had a day off yesterday. Atlanta had to play here. Does that make an impact in the way that you approach a game at all, or is it the same as usual?
It really doesn't. You know, whether a team played the night before or not, you know, we do our work, we prepare, Sundays we've been, we may have a shoot around in the morning. Typically we'll come down here and have an afternoon walkthrough, and that was the case for today. But whether a team played the night before doesn't really impact anything for us.
What's the key with Trae Young? What have you seen from him this season?
He's a monster. He can beat you in a number of ways. He has the 4-point range off the bounce, which makes makes him one of the toughest guys in the NBA to defend. And what makes it tough is when you try to double team him, he has the ability to beat the double team, and still get into the paint, whether it's turning the corner or splitting or rejecting or the various ways you can beat a trap. He has that ability because of his speed. And when you add on 9 assists a game, he's sharing it as well and getting his teammates involved. So it doesn't matter what their record is. It doesn't matter what happened last night. This team came in and beat Denver a couple games ago, and we're gonna have to be at our best to beat them.
Wondering what you thought of the rotation with Avery out, and if you're gonna plan on going the same way tonight.
Yeah, we'll start KCP again. I think he deserves a chance after the performance, the two-way performance the other night. He always brings consistent defensive energy, and obviously gave us some scoring punch the other night. So he'll be in the starting lineup again.
What do you think lacked a little bit about scoring in the lineups last game when LeBron was out?
Well, we have Rondo in the mix now, and we were playing against a team that was trying to junk the game up. You know what I mean? So when you're trying to work in new guys and the team's playing, trying to trick you with matchups, putting big guys on smalls, and just trying to bring some confusion to the game. Credit Luke for being creative, and I think it just slowed us down a little bit. But ultimately we had a pretty strong offensive night on a slow-paced type of game, and something hopefully we're better with tonight.
Frank, I think when people thought about LeBron and AD playing together, there were some things that they did offensively people assumed would fit pretty well together. Are there things defensively, specific to those two guys, that make them work well together?
Well, just the pure athleticism. The more athletes you have on a defensive end, the better. And both of those guys have the ability to bring pressure to the perimeter and clean everything up at the basket because of their pure athleticism. So that's probably the biggest thing.